Good morning. We're very excited to be first up. And I think that as you spend the next 7 minutes with us, you're going to discover two things. First of all, my accent is actually Canadian. And second, everything we're about to share with you over the next 7 minutes is relevant to each and every single one of you in the audience today. Because all of you are here with an innovation mandate. Just over 4 years ago, GainX started cracking open a brand new market called Innovation Strategy Management. And we're very excited to be launching our engine called Flow AI. That with artificial intelligence and machine learning, we're now able to power both intellect and open thinking inside of your organization, meaning we can help you commercialize and transform your culture together. This situation might sound a little bit familiar to you. As we launched Flow AI, our customers would tell us we've brought them the Holy Grail. But when I would go into a new customer and talk to them about how the GainX platform is going to help them both innovate and transform at the same time, I could almost taste the fear and the frustration across the hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of employees inside of that company. You know, that clay layer that heaves itself up every time new ideas or new information is trying to flow across your company. And it stifles it, and it strangles it, and it brings them down into that cemetery of ever-growing ideas. Do you know it? I would guess that if most of you have worked in large organizations, although this sounds dramatic, I can see you nodding, it's actually pretty true. And so we've launched Flow AI, and I want to share a story with you about Claire, a VP of Innovation. Some of you have heard me talk about her before. She's been using Intellect, one of the apps inside of our platform, for almost 2 years now to manage an incredibly complex innovation strategy. The thousands of startups that the organization touches every year across the globe looking for those few market opportunities. The academic partnerships with academic institutions globally looking for patentable research. The big industry partnerships with Watson or the Internet of Everything, security with big data. Or how about when a business unit comes up to her and says, Claire, what simple idea do you have for us that we can take to market quickly? What new innovations? And finally, the CEO who says, Claire, I've got a board meeting in 2 weeks. Can you help us show progress on our innovation strategy? And with Intellect, she has. She's shown productivity increase for everybody on the platform between 3 to 7% every 6 months. She's reduced the go-to-market cycle 30 to 85%. She's got a far greater ROI in what they spend on innovation. But every time that Claire tried to bring new innovations, new ideas, new improvements internally, up would heave that clay layer. And those ideas, that information flow, would go down into the cemetery of ideas. So for Claire and all of our other customers that continue to inspire us, we created Flow AI. Because today you can't innovate without transforming. And you can't transform today without innovating. And every organization has a clay layer. And so regardless of whether or not you are the CEO who says we will be the next digital bank by 2020 or 2025, or the chief human resources officer who said we will win the war on digital talent, and every one of you in financial services is in a war for digital talent, or the chief innovation officer, or maybe it's a grassroots idea that comes up from your organization. Now, with open thinking powered by Flow AI, you can map the flow of that idea inside of your organization. Flow AI will show you exactly where your clay layer is. It will predict it for you. It will also help you shake up the clay layer so that you can accelerate information flow and ideas across your organization. How many of you here today are going to go back to your organization with new ideas and inspirations from the 71 companies that you're going to see? What happens with those ideas? How often have you been able to successfully commercialize on them and get a true impact, a true ROI? Imagine that you're Cecil here today and you're looking for biometrics and wearable technologies to augment the existing strategy that you have inside of your innovation hub right now. If you're using Flow AI, like Cecil, you can predict how that new information is going to flow from the innovation hub out to the organization. But more than that, you can assure, using archetypes, skill, talent mapping, portfolio mapping, that every single time you have the right talent on the right ideas at the right time. And you can look at that strategic portfolio and manage it in balance against all of the other competing innovation initiatives that you have inside of your enterprise effectively. With intellect, you can commercialize. With open thinking, you can change your culture. You can innovate and transform. In closing, GainX is creating a new market, innovation strategy management. All of you here today are probably using a CRM system like Salesforce to manage your sales and marketing. And you're using ERP systems to manage all of your financial forecasting and budgeting. What do you use for innovation strategy management and transformation? It's a multi-billion-dollar spend in this industry. Can you imagine the competitive advantage you have with the Holy Grail, with GainX? We can. And that's why we're here today, to help you realize that. Thank you.